Good morning, everybody. MG here, MGCovers, bringing you a brand new handicapping video. The title of this video is Recency Bias in Sports Betting, what it is and how you can profit from it. I'm going to give you a great example, an example that is recent, no pun intended. Before we do that, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks to everybody that has subscribed. This past month, November was the biggest month increase in subscribers since I started the channel. Greatly appreciate it. Continue to bring you great content. If there's a video or a subject on sports betting you would like to see a video about, post that in the comment section below. If you want to follow me on social, it's MGCovers, covers spelled with a Z. If you follow me on Instagram, you get a ton of content on my storyline. I post a lot of things there that I don't really would make a full video for. So if you follow me on Instagram, you get a lot of great information related to sports betting. Sometimes it's a tip. I'll show reverse line movement I see in a game or a particular lean in a game. So you get a lot of value. Just simply follow me on the gram. All right, with that being said, let's dive into recency bias. And before we do that, let's just simply define what recency bias is. Recency bias is when the general public responds and reacts to an extremely recent game. And what that means is generally one game. So what will happen in one game, the public will, quote, overreact to that game, and that influences the line, that influences how the sports books structure that line. And to give you that, and so understanding that it's one game, that's not a solid way to handicap, right? And those of you that follow me regularly know that you need to have recent stats are important. However, you need to have a sample size of, like for NFL, I use the last 4 games to sort of quote form an opinion about a team. We use stats from just those 4 games. NCAA basketball, we use the last 5. Major League Baseball, we use the last 10, and NHL, we use the last 10. So recent stats are important and are better to use than year-to-date. However, recency bias refers to the public overreacting to one game. And let's give you a really good example. Last Monday night, Washington, my team, beat the Steelers 23-17. And the Bills beat the 49ers 34-24. Very convincing win for the Bills and a huge win for my Redskins. Now, the perception was that that was a huge upset for Washington. It was the Steelers' first loss of the season. However, those of you that are clients of mine have seen how much Redskins have improved over the past 4 weeks, 5 weeks. They're actually a really good team. They're probably about, I'm not sure exactly where they are in the power rankings this week, but they've improved each and every week. So to the general public, that was a huge upset. But to those that are in the sharps, realized that really wasn't that big of an upset. We knew it would be a competitive game. I think my line my actual line for the game was Pittsburgh -4. But when Washington upsets the Steelers, the public reacts, oh, huge upset. Redskins upset the Steelers. Oh, what's wrong with the Steelers? Blah, 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 blah. And then the same deal with the Bills beating the 49ers convincingly on the road. Oh, Bills are legit. Bills are real. You know, some of that is true. However, just taking this particular game, and let's see what the line looks like. So you can see there that the Bills are the favorite, -2.5, and Pittsburgh is the underdog at +2.5. I haven't went back and checked this, but I think this is the first time all year Pittsburgh has been the dog. So this whole line is based on recency bias, and there's 2 things that weigh in. So what the sports books do is they have to think like the general public, how the general public will respond to a line. And that's how they set their lines, because the majority of money coming into a sports book is from the general public. They can't set a line up from a sharp perspective, right? Because they're not trying to beat sharps. They're trying to beat the general public because the most money comes in from the general public. So that this is a prime example of recency bias. And just think with me, just logically think. Let's say Pittsburgh beats Washington 42-14. A blowout, and Buffalo loses say 27-24 last second field goal, what would this line be? The line would probably be Pittsburgh -3, Pittsburgh -5, somewhere in that neighborhood. But because of the most recent game, the public has overreacted to that game and caused this line to be Pittsburgh +2.5, Buffalo -2.5. And I'll give you a little pro tip. Whoops. Let's look at my actual line from my sports stat model, and you can see Pittsburgh should be the quote favorite. Our line is -3.6. If you round that off, it's Pittsburgh -4. So you can really take advantage of recency bias in sports betting. Now, this does not automatically mean for you to go out and play Pittsburgh today. We'll have to see where the money comes in at. And especially this year with COVID, you might want to wait last minute or the day of to place this wager to factor in injuries, people that are sitting out. But again, that's basically in a nutshell what recency bias is. The public will overreact to one game, which is not fundamentally sound, not statistically sound, and therefore there's going to be value on the other side. So obviously in this particular game, the value is with Pittsburgh, depending on where public money goes, and handicapping this game situationally will determine whether or not it's a play for me. But that is a prime example of recency bias, and it happens not only in football but any other sport that you see. And generally it will be associated with an upset, right? Where you'll have maybe sometimes it's a bad team that's a bad team pretty much throughout the entire season. Then they have a huge upset win, or maybe two back-to-back upset wins. Then that team might be favored in that third game. So something to keep in mind. You can definitely profit from it. With that being said, if you'd like to be a client, get access to all of my NFL Power Rankings, you can do that. It is $49.99 a month. That gives you access to all my plays, all of my coaching program. If you just wanted the coaching program, that is $29.95 per month. That gives you access to all my lines for all sports, as well as my coaching videos on how to handicap. Now, it's a huge, sort of not really a huge announcement, but the yearly price, which includes everything, that is $249 for an entire year. You get access to all my plays, my stat models, all my coaching videos. That is $249. That will increase to $299 on January the 1st. And if you break that down to see how much value you're getting there, it's $50 a month. So times 12, that'd be $600. And you can get that by a one-time fee of $249. So there's a link in the description box for that. And appreciate you guys watching this video. Remember recency bias and how to profit from it. Hope everybody has a great week. Talk to you soon. Peace.